Well, hello there. Welcome to the Prince Magnum channel. We're hot rodding and romance. Magnum, welcome to Surviving Romance. All right, folks. Uh, I put a survey out there on Facebook asking, uh, about a breakfast in bed for Princess Faye for tomorrow morning as I'm doing this shoot. And as I gave a time limit, how long it was going to be, and things like that, and nobody responded. Okay, Facebook is a convoluted mess, and anymore everybody's just putting up ridiculous stuff that really doesn't amount to a hill of beans. So that really kind of killed what I was working on. Thankfully, I'm very old-fashioned in the sense that I went out and had talked to some people face to face. Yes, I still do things the old-fashioned way. And if you will, 3 out of 4 women had said, skip the continental breakfast that you would typically see in like a hotel and go directly to the biscuits and gravy. Well, I like that idea. I love that idea. It's been a while since I've done a biscuits and gravy here on the Prince Magnum channel. So I thought it would be a great idea. But while I'm at it, why not throw in a nice side? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get out our box grater. This is just kind of the setup, okay? There won't be any major cooking tonight. This is just the setup, okay? So that's exactly what we're going to do. I've got 2 medium to full size russet potatoes. I've got my box grater here, and I've got a bucket of cold water. Now, husbands, this is important, okay? Make sure when you're, if you're going to do something like this, unless, if you want to make it right, the best thing you can do is do as much as you can in the setup the day before you get to that point, okay? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do just that. We're going to set up as much as we can now so we have it for later, okay? So let's get on with it. Using the side that has the larger holes, okay? We're going to take our russet and we're just going to grate it just like we would a block of cheese, okay? Now, the reason why we're going to soak this is because there's going to be a lot of loose starch on this. And one of the things that I found, if I want a really good hash brown, the best thing that I can do is grate them up the day before, let them soak overnight, and it's a much better flavor. And if you do it right, the end result is phenomenal. So that's why I do this the day before. Okay, and for safety's sake, I don't need to tell you all to, be careful. When you get down to about that much, stop grating, okay? About that much. Stop grating, because if not, you're going to take a finger off, okay? We don't want fingernails in the food. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and throw that away. And then we're going to go ahead and grate up the second one. Again, these have been washed and cleaned before I started the live stream. That's what the professionals do. They set up all their stuff, okay? Now, again, if something happens, life happens. That's just part of life. Life happens. And you can't get to this right away. You can leave this up to all the way to 24 hours and without any discernible loss in quality to your potatoes. So we are going to do 2 different, we're going to do biscuits and gravy with a side of restaurant style or diner style hash browns. It's going to be phenomenal, folks. Okay. And I've been threatening for a while to do hash browns here on the channel. So this is going to be a lot of fun. There you go. We're going to stop right there. Again, uh, for safety's sake. Potatoes are cheap. You don't have to take it all the way down. Okay. Honestly, I mean, let's not hurt ourselves for the sake of saving money. Okay. And that is a lot of grated potato. Okay. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up. So again, we're gonna get this out of. We're gonna get this into the water. All right, there we go. We'll put that in the sink. Okay. If you haven't done so, make sure that you have all your ingredients. Now, I'm going to openly admit, I will not be doing homemade biscuits. These are store-bought, and I'm fine with that. If you yourself can make homemade biscuits, my hat's off to the chef. Okay. I'm not that good, folks. I'm only so good. And we're going to give that a quick stir. Make sure that the water is surrounding all of it. And again, because potatoes live in the dirt, you can also, this is one of the other reasons why we do this, is you can see, even despite the fact that I washed them, we're still getting other stuff out of it. So potatoes live in the dirt, and you're going to get dirt. So that's why we do this. This is a great way to get a good soak. And we're going to put this in the fridge overnight. Okay. Come tomorrow, we're not even going to bother to drain it, because all the loose starch that I don't want on the potatoes that I'm going to be cooking, we're actually going to pull these out by hand. Okay. So this goes into the fridge right now. All right. So I've already made sure that I have my meat product that we're going to be using for tomorrow. What meat product? Well, I'm going to show you. We're just going to go with it. Now, we had a choice. I could have went with I spoke to today. Basically said, sausage is all right. It's very cliche. They wanted to see a bacon version of biscuits and gravy. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And I'm going to show you all some cool tricks along the way with the hash browns, bacon. It's going to be phenomenal. So if you're going to follow along and do this yourself, maybe with me, go pick yourself up a package of bacon so you can follow along with me tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Central Time, which is exactly what we're going to do. Okay? So we're going to put this up because we don't need it. And we're going to put the bacon back into the fridge. This is a hickory smoke. You know, nothing fancy. Just something that we picked up on sale from our good friends over at Country Mart right here in Bonne Terre. All right. Also, make sure that you have a gallon of milk ready to go. You're not going to need the full gallon. You're going to need at least 2 cups of milk. Which type of milk? Whole milk would be best. 2% is okay. 1%, you're pushing it. Skim milk isn't really milk at all. Okay, so that's so you're definitely going to need that. Also, I don't need those yet. Again, we're just going to go with the regular butter. Again, if you can make homemade biscuits, my hat's off to the chef. But if you can't, you're like me, I'm still learning that sort of stuff. This is totally fine. I'm okay with that, okay? And here on the Prince Magnum channel, we're okay with the fact that not everything is going to be... I'll have to catch that a little bit later, Bert. But in a nutshell, I'm okay with the fact that not everything I do has to be homemade. Sometimes I just can't make that happen. But everything else, yeah, I can do a lot of that, okay? So... just good old always save about 50 cents a can from, your local grocery store, okay? Nothing super fancy, but it'll still do the trick, okay? So this is going to go back into the fridge. We're going to make about a dozen of these tomorrow. So if you're going to follow along with me tomorrow, go pick up a can right now, okay? You could stop go get, all right? All right. Again, you're also going to need some flour And again, if you're going to do the bacon version like we're going to do tomorrow, make sure that you have a package of bacon. So that's a thing of biscuits, a gallon of milk, some flour, bacon, and a couple russet potatoes, and you're good to go. Now, for cookware, you're going to need 2 cast iron skillets, a a baking sheet with a cooling rack, and a balloon whisk. Which, if you don't know what a balloon whisk is, hopefully Princess Faye, it may not be. Oh, this is a balloon whisk. You're going to need one of these. You're going to need a couple of silicone spatulas and maybe even a regular spatula. Okay. We'll try to do it as easy as possible for you all come tomorrow. All right. With as little tools as possible if necessary. But hey, it's the Prince Magnum channel. If you don't use a lot of dishes, it just wasn't a good dish. All right. So we're going to put that up. And come tomorrow, it will be the live stream that I think just about every woman is dying to see. Y'all are gonna travel with me. We're gonna go into the office and kind of, touch base on a couple of things. Ooh, it's dark. It's dark. There you are. In a nutshell, this is the opportunity of, guys. I don't know how many times I got to say it. This is one of those things that wives keep hoping that we'll do, but we just don't do it, And how many times have you all heard me say here on the Prince Magnum channel, if she's worth it, you'll do it, okay? That's the secret to this, okay? That's the secret. If she's worth it, you'll do it. I promise you, okay? And if one of your wives if you guys as wives or happen to be watching this episode and they say, well, am I worth it? Don't leave any doubts in their minds, okay? Don't leave any doubts in their minds. Just say just actions speak louder than words, okay? Show them wives you love them beyond a shadow of a doubt, okay? They deserve it. Come on. These ladies give us our children, all right? All right. Pretty much from here, it's the same as always. If you've not checked out my Patreon account, please do so. There is a giveaway right now, so you might want to get on there. And if you can donate, whoever donates the most money has got a special package coming for them. On top of that, if you're not subscribed to the Prince Magnum channel, you're missing out. You're missing out. You're missing out on stuff like this. This is the episode of Surviving Romance that if it does as well as I hope it does, well, I'll tell you what, it is in there a little bit longer, okay? We just got through setting up the hash browns for tomorrow. We're going to be doing a bacon, biscuits, and gravy, okay? Not the standard sausage. We're going to do bacon, okay? But anyhow, real quick, as I'm doing this live stream, it's right now, for about a month now, my good buddy Bert has been out there trying to push, and it's starting to get some headway. He's pushing to have me named the most romantic husband in St. Francis County. Which, that's a big burden to carry on your shoulders, but he's trying. I've got videos where I've had Princess Faye on stage singing to her and stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun, trying to give your wife the bragging rights that she deserves. I mean, again, how many times have y'all heard me say, if she's worth it, you'll do it, that sort of thing. Now, since this is Surviving Romance, and y'all have heard me now for what, a couple of years, and I can't remember how far back ago that I started saying this, but you hear me say that this is the channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. Well, there's a reason why I say that. The hot rod's to get their attention, the romance to keep them. Okay. If you really go out of your way to try to keep the romance alive and well in a relationship, you don't have to see divorce court. Okay. And if you do, it's because, you know, she screwed it up. Okay. And I really don't think that she's going to screw up and, you know, give you up if you're doing it, if you're doing everything. You know, it's one of those things. A woman today, trust me, and I don't know about all of you, but I when I said I do, I mean that to me, till the bitter end. Okay, if I didn't love her, I wouldn't have made that vow. All right, that's just kind of how I view it. And I don't like the way my camera's sitting. So there we go. There we go. That's a little better. I may not have OCD, but you know, I can, you know. Anyhow, unfortunately tonight I won't be at Laz's Bar and Grill. For those who do not know, they had to cancel the contest. The owners of the Bar and Grill were totally unable to really put forth the effort with Party Pro, and they had to shut down the contest. Thanks, I appreciate that, brother. You know, they had to shut down the contest, so they refunded all of our money, and we're going to try again later in the year. For the record, I did do a live stream, and that, you know, at Laz's Bar and Grill, it ended up being a little choppy reception out there because the wife is on T-Mobile, and this is AT&T country out here, and our data plan, it was just cutting out. It was horrible, but the video is still up there. I do have other videos I need to post from the last time I was there at Laz's Bar and Grill. It was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you all right now, if you ever want to see the ladies really get into it, take your wife up on stage and sing karaoke. I mean, just serenade her in the middle of the whole karaoke thing. Get your arm around her, and you'll see the dance floor fill up. The only bad thing is about that, and I don't know why this is. You know, you'll be there. You know, I'll be there with Princess Faye and everything, and people will come up and talk to you and everything. You know, women will come up and talk to you. They'll say hi to your wife, but as soon as you do, you serenade your wife on stage. Forget it. It ain't happening. Your wife. At that moment, no woman will talk to you the rest of the night, and they were friendly with you the whole night. It's like they're afraid to talk to you, and it's weird, you know. But since the Prince Magnum channel is getting bigger, I will say that more and more people are coming up, and you know, hey, you know, how's Project Spirit? How, you know. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I actually had someone come up and ask if they could get a picture with me, and that was huge. I never would have expected that in all my time. Princess Faye, she's a real quiet type. It kind of unnerved her a little bit, but you know, one of them things. Let's see. Let's get on with a little bit of current events. Again, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, we are going to do that live stream. 8 o'clock Central Time, okay? We're going to cook live. We're going to do biscuits and gravy with a side of hash browns. It's going to be really huge. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, the last time I did it, a breakfast in bed episode, Princess Faye was pregnant with our last child. That was the last time I did a breakfast in bed episode. Not to say that I haven't done breakfast in bed for her, or that I haven't cooked something, went in and woke her up and said, hey, honey, breakfast is ready. I still do stuff like that. And for those who do not know, the reason the thought process behind Surviving Romance, there was a couple of things behind it. I figure I might as well go ahead and explain some of the thought process behind Surviving Romance. Number one, Princess Faye gets these little bouts of depression. They come and go, you know. And I figured it would be really cool if because we don't have the money to afford insurance, and medicine is expensive, and there's so many side effects with medications these days, all of them, that if I can find a way around giving medicine, then by golly, I'm going to. So my thought process behind this was that if I Surviving Romance was designed that if at any time she was going through a bout of depression, that I could turn right around, and she could watch the episodes of Surviving Romance and be reminded that that I love her so much that and that sort of thing. So it's always there for her when she needs that pick me up, to remind her that she's still loved, to help pull her through that depression. So that was one of the major ideas behind Surviving Romance. The other idea was if there was some reason I couldn't do anything with cars, I had something else to put out there. Something else to do besides cars and the alternate media. I thought it would be a great way to show the softer side of Prince Magnum at the same time. And let's face facts, when you become a husband, there is no manual on being a husband. There really isn't. And wouldn't it be nice if there was kind of like a survival guide for husbands, to kind of, get them through, what can I do to keep the marriage alive and well? And since that first episode, we've done cooking, we've done how to preserve roses, how to shop for roses. We've done that. The simple things as opening a car door for your wife and kind of making her center stage. And I still do that. I still, open the car door for my wife. As a matter of fact, it wasn't that long ago I put up on Facebook, kind of as a joke, but this has happened. I put up, I opened the car door for my wife, and I seen another woman hit her husband. My work here is done, and it was meant to be a joke, but I have had that happen where, I pulled up in front of the store, and actually it was with Project Lena. I pulled up in front of the store, put the car in park. Project Spirit's a little harder to do this, but I still do what I can. Get out, I open up her door, I give her a kiss, she goes inside, and I go park the car. Well, as I'm getting ready to get back in the car, about that time I look over and I see this woman and then look at her husband, and it's not even clicking, and she just hauls off and punches him right in the shoulder. And I'm trying to choke back laughter. I feel bad for him, but it's one of those things. While we're on the subject of talking about Surviving Romance, I will also tell you all that as I was doing the in-person survey for today, ironically enough, there was a couple of ladies that said, "I'm surprised your wife even lets you leave the house." And I had told them, I said, yeah, believe it or not, Princess Faye has actually said that that the only reason why she does is because I need to make a living too, that sort of thing. So there you have it. I mean, evidently husbands that can really cook are in demand. And again, this is a breakfast in bed that just about any husband can do, and he could do it on a budget, And if he's really savvy, he'll be able to do it for a whole family on this budget. I mean, again, potatoes, canned biscuits, a gallon of milk, some flour, stuff like that. I mean, that's all stuff that any husband can get easily. There you have it. I mean, that easy. All right. I guess really at this point, I really should go ahead and end it. There was a lot of stuff to take in. Most of this was just the setup. If you missed out watching the playback, be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, you definitely should. You'll be notified every time I'm doing a live stream or when I upload videos, which I need to get over to the library and see our friends because I just miss seeing them. I miss seeing the people over at the library. I had to take a couple weeks away. Also in the making, the mini movie documentary on the Washington PD on how well they do their police work, and it's all tied into to the case over my first son, Prince Python. Definitely, you guys will get a kick out of that. I'll just put it this way: there was a lot of which way did he go, George, sort of stuff. It'll be absolutely hilarious at the end. Obviously, the stunt that I pulled, I won't tell you too much more. The stunt that I pulled in this documentary, obviously, I didn't get in trouble for it. And for the record, I do support law enforcement. I just don't like law enforcement that does bad things, okay? And they get away with it. State of Missouri has a policy of not policing the police or the dirty people working within our state government. That's just kind of how it is. So because of this, I have no problem going out and making examples of these people on a regular basis. You know, that's just kind of how it is. But again, I do support law enforcement. As a matter of fact, even people here in Bonne Terre know. Hey, what's up, brother? People know that I do support law enforcement, okay? Also, there is a video I'm kind of working on. No, I never did such a thing like that. But anyhow, always somebody out there has got to be nasty. You know, there's a lot of made up stuff about that case. Anyhow, there is going to be a video that I'm kind of haphazardly working on. Two of them actually. There's going to be a message for anyhow, there's going to be a message for millennials and for our Generation Z people. It's going to be a little tough. There's going to be a lot of, you know, hard-hitting facts, kind of how life really is. So I'm working on that right now. Not sure if it's going to be a live stream or if it's going to just be a recorded. I haven't fully decided. And we're going to do a look into our past. I haven't done one of those in a little while. I like doing that sort of stuff. For those who do not know, never seen the movie, it's going to be based on the movie Bloodsport, which is supposed to be based on the real life events of a guy named Frank Dukes, who runs a dojo out in California. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this guy. What I'm actually doing right now is the kind of general research on that right now. And basically taking a look at everything that has kind of existed about his life up until about Bloodsport and a few things that kind of happened after that. That one's probably going to definitely have to be recorded, but it's just one of those things, okay? We're definitely going to look at a lot of stuff like that as a look into our past, because Bloodsport was a big movie in the 1980s, like 1988 when it came out, and I was about 8 years old, and I love the movie. I still love the movie. It's just that one of those things that it's kind of come across my desk, if you will, and there was one particular gentleman who is in the martial arts community who did subscribe to the channel, so as kind of a thank you for him subscribing to the Prince Magnum channel, I'm definitely going to be doing my thing there. So that's where we're at on that. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. So if you're not subscribed, you're missing out. All right. So brings us to the usual spot. Again, check out my Patreon account. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to smash that like button really hard. Make sure that YouTube knows, you know. Also, while we're on the subject, um, any upcoming events, be sure to check out my Twitter account. Be sure to check out my Facebook page. I'm still dealing with a lot of convoluted mess. So if I don't get to you right away on Facebook, just be patient with me. Doing my best, you know. Also, um, while we're, before we end it as usual, get out there and work on a project. You know, do something with yourself. I know we haven't done anything with Project Spirit in a couple of days, but we will. Don't worry. She should be back Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully they're able to get that clutch linkage fixed. But regardless, we're already looking at, you know, doing a transmission swap. We're going to be having to switch to automatic because just the old parts for the old transmissions just don't exist like they used to. Also, you know, if you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. Do something special for them today. You know, they deserve it. You know, again, they're the mothers of our children. And it is a new age, so whatever you are in the do something special for them. I'm okay with whatever type of relationship you are in. Whatever it is, just, you know, do something for them, okay? And for all of you out there, if no one out there has told you that they love you, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.